stress prevention and reduction techniques. Now, as we discussed before, that there are two parts to stress management. One is a stress prevention, and second is a stress reduction or management activity, right? So the very first thing I want to tell you in your life or career about stress prevention is that you need to have a crystal clear picture about your life and about your career. You need to have specific goals set for your career as well as your personal life. Until there is clarity, there will be a lot of confusion and there will be stress in your life. So you need to have crystal clear clarity about your goals. So one of the best ways to set any goal is do a smart goal setting activity. So here we can see SMART. S is specific, M is measurable, something that you can measure, A is actionable, where you can have an action plan for that goal, R is realistic and relevant, and T is for time bound. So let's say I'll give an example. Let's say somebody comes to me and says, "Hey, I have a goal in my life." So I ask him, what is your goal? Then he says, "I want to attend Olympics." So I ask him, "Okay, you want to attend Olympics? I'm not sure I've understood you. What do you mean you want to attend? You want to participate as an athlete in a sport, or you want to be a spectator? What exactly do you want?" So see here, the goal is not clear. So I ask him, can you please go back, rethink your goal, and come back with a smart goal? So the person goes back, thinks about it, and he comes out with a uh, new goal or smart goal. So this is his new goal. He says, I want to win a gold medal in 200-meter men's freestyle swimming in Rio Olympics in 2025, right? So that is now a smart goal. Why? Because it is specific. Number one, it gives the specifics. Uh, it is about swimming. It is about men's swimming. It is about 200 meters. It is freestyle, right? It's specific and measurable. He wants to win gold medal. So it is measurable. You can measure it, right? Gold, silver, bronze, you can measure it. Next, actionable. You need to have action plan to achieve that goal. Next is realistic. And last one is time bound. Time bound here in this goal is 2025. It's a specific time period, right? By that time, I want to win the gold medal in that Rio Olympics in 2025. So that is very, very important. So goal setting for your career as well as your own personal life is very, very critical because it will give you peace of mind. It will give you clarity that, oh, I have my future planned. I have my 1 year absolutely planned. It doesn't mean the plan cannot change. You always need to be flexible about changing the plan, but you at least have the clarity that what do I want to achieve in 1 year from today. So we need to have crystal clarity about our goals. The second important aspect about stress prevention or reduction is your physical exercise daily, regularly. It does couple of good things to yourself, right? It improves your body's ability to use oxygen that you breathe in. It also helps your body to fight well with stress when you are in that situation, and it has a lot of other benefits when it comes to physical exercise. So a daily routine of physical exercise is an important aspect of proper stress management. Next is your nutrition. What type of food are you eating from the moment you wake up, and your breakfast, lunch, snack, dinner, whatever you eat? What type of food are you eating? Is it a balanced healthy food? What is the frequency at which you are eating, right? uh, are you paying attention? What is your state of mind when you are actually eating your food? Because if your state of mind is not right when you eat food, your food will not be digested properly. So it's important to follow that rule. Proper nutrition. Next important aspect in your stress management is proper rest and relaxation, right? So our body is designed by nature to do certain things in 24-hour period, and then our body is designed that it needs that particular rest, so it is refreshed again to start doing new activities, next activities from the next day. So like we all sleep for certain number of hours every day, right? In your day schedule, whether you are in college working on projects or classes, or you're working in your day schedule, make sure you are giving yourself proper breaks. That is very, very important, because if we do not give proper breaks to ourselves, then what happens is the stress level, let's say 9 o'clock I start my work and 12 o'clock I'm still working, 1:30 I'm still working. I just took a small break for lunch. Again from 2 o'clock I'm still continuously working till 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock without any break. So what happens is 11 o'clock is I have little stress. Then 1 o'clock my stress level is little bit increased because I haven't taken a break. 3 o'clock my stress level is even higher. And then 7 o'clock my stress level is too much. I feel like I'm totally exhausted, burnt out, right? So to avoid that, to prevent that burnout at the end of the day, you need to schedule small amount of breaks, maybe 5 minute, 10-minute break. It doesn't have to be long, but you need to give your mind and your body that rest needed in your daily schedule. So that is important. So let's look at few more techniques, right? So another technique I tell all my clients and wherever I go for training is whenever you are done with your day, right? At the end of your day, just take out 5 to 10 minutes for yourself. And in those 5 to 10 minutes, just run through your day. Just simply run through your day. You don't have to assess anything. You don't have to judge anything. You just simply run through your day. Morning, what happened? Afternoon, what happened? Evening, what happened? What was good about that? What was my stress level? How did I handle that? How did my overall day go? So I will tell you with guarantee that if you do this exercise for 15 days every day, it will increase your awareness to amazing new heights. It will increase your awareness. And friends, remember something that you cannot measure, you cannot improve, right? So if you measure how your day was, automatically that information goes to your subconscious mind and it keeps working on improving yourself daily on a daily basis. So just have awareness of how was your day, how did you do throughout your day. That is one strategy. Next important aspect is whenever we are involved in conversations or interactions with other people, we need to practice responding rather than reacting, right? So what is reacting? If for example, let's say I'm having a conversation with my friend or with my colleague. So reaction is an unconscious process. It happens automatically. It happens without your knowledge. It just happens automatically, right? So, and responding on the in the contrary is an is a conscious process. Meaning, first you need to be aware of what is happening inside you and what is the other person telling you. First, you need to be aware of that. Second, you need to also understand how you feel about this whole situation, about this conversation. After that, you want to decide how you want to exactly respond and act. And then you actually go and act, right? So, for example, if someone interrupts you and says, I asked you for this report and you did not give me that, and you immediately get irritated and tell him to go away. This is one way of one reaction that you can do. But on the other side, what you can also do is you can hit the pause button, think about the situation, and tell that person that, okay, I understand, you are not happy with this report. I'm working on something else right now. Can I give you this report in 30 minutes? Okay. So this is a second way of responding in particular situations. Another important aspect of stress management is find a support system, right? So this may be your friends, this may be your colleague, this may be some of your family members. So somebody, you need to have few good, very close friends with you, with whom you can share your experiences, with whom you can share your thoughts and feelings. Because remember, emotion is ultimately energy in motion, right? So if that emotion, if it is a negative emotion, if we assume that, then somehow it needs to come out of our body. Okay, come out of our body, come out of our system. Then only we are going to feel relaxed and relieved, from that situation. So it's important to have that support system of friends and family. Another important aspect is completing your work, whether you are in college doing your projects or working in your office. Any incomplete work or any unanswered question is a major source of stress. So please remember that. So anytime you think something is incomplete, something is not done yet, or you have an unanswered question about your work, about your career, about your personal life, that is going to use up your energy. So it's very important to identify what that thing is and work on that. Complete that work, have a plan ready to complete it, and then finish that work. And if you have unanswered questions, try to find those answers. The next aspect I want to tell you is about developing your own emotional intelligence. right? So emotional intelligence is basically our ability to understand our own emotions, to become aware of our own emotions, after understanding, to have the control, to have the ability to control our emotions, and after that, the ability to express our emotions to other people. After that comes understanding other people's emotions and to handle interpersonal relationships very well. So these are five different aspects of emotional intelligence. So how this is useful in stress management is that, let's say you had an argument or fight with your friend or your colleague yesterday, and that experience is still bothering you, it's still affecting you, right? So unless and until you address that experience somehow, unless and until you address those negative emotions somehow, you're going to continue to feel that way. So you need to develop that ability, be comfortable, be safe to share those experiences, feelings, and thoughts with other people, your close friends, as we just recently talked about. So that is the so expressing your thoughts and feelings at the right time. If you don't do it at the right time, it's going to slowly and slowly build up in your system. And the last, I'm going to give you a CRA technique of stress management. See, CRA basically means C is for change, R is for remove, A is for accept, right? So change. You take an example of any situation. Let's say you're discussing something with your friends, right, or your colleagues or your students in college, and they're talking about something negative that you don't feel comfortable with. You think it's not going to be helpful to you, that conversation, right? So now the first question you need to ask yourself is, can you change the situation, or can you change the people, or can you change the topic that they are discussing? Is it possible? Do you have the control over that? If the answer to this question is yes, then go ahead and talk with them, tell them what you think. But if that doesn't work, then we move on to the next method, which is R. R is for remove, removing yourself from the situation, right? So if you cannot change the outside situation, can you physically remove yourself from that situation? You just go, you said, I don't think I'm getting anything here. This is not interesting for me. So I'm going to go do my own work. I am going to work on my priorities, right? So remove physically yourself from the situation. Now, it may be possible certain times to remove yourself physically. At other times, it may be not possible. For example, you're doing a group project in your college, or you are working in a team of 6 people in your office, right? You are working, you have to work together, but you still have some challenges. So that's when the third technique, the third letter A, comes in. So A is for accept, right? So C doesn't work, changing situation, I cannot change that. Removing is not going to work because I need to work together with my other team. So A is for accept. So first you need to accept that I cannot change the situation. I cannot physically remove myself from the situation. So after I accept this, then you need to work on your specific abilities to communicate properly with the other team or with your team members in explaining them what are the challenges and how we can work together to solve this problem and to create a win-win situation for all team members. So in the last letter A, accepting, just accepting doesn't help, because if you still need to work with those people, you need to develop your assertive abilities in your communication. You need to develop influencing skills. You need to also develop convincing skills.